So there are only 9 days until the honey day code runs out, and I have not used it yet, and I am also not prepared at all. I mean, what is this hive? Why don't we have Brave, Bee, and Photon? However, we are going to fix it. We're going to grind. We're going to lock in. I'm going to show you how I get ready for honey day from absolutely scratch to making however much I made. Maybe it's 1 QD, maybe it's 2, maybe 3 even. So first we need a Robo challenge hive. The idea of this is to get the highest bloom blessing possible in order to get more honey at hive and more capacity. And in order to do that, I'm going to first have to fix up my hive. So what I did for my hive was I removed a bunch of filler bees, like my hasty, my brave, my rage, and even my shocked bee. Because although shocked gives 1.1 times white pollen, compared to a buoyant bee, it just isn't worth it. So I replaced all of my filler bees for those buoyants, and then I also gifted my vicious bee. I did keep basic and cool bee just for more pollen. However, no other bees I kept. Okay, so because my hive is down, now we're going to move on to the beequip part. For beequips, you want anything that gives capacity. The recommended beequips are 2 pine cones, 1 snow tiara, 1 reindeer antlers, 2 barrettes, 1 autumn sun hat, 1 chapped lip balm, 2 toy drums. They're the main ones. However, you can also use any of these ones here. They're also super good and recommended for the challenge. With that being said, it was time to start the Robo challenge. It starts pretty easily. It doesn't really get hard until about round 10 maybe. I will go over all the things you should be doing. The first thing for the first few rounds should be conversion at hive, then goo, then honey, then blue pollen, then pollen. The things you want to avoid are white and red fields. Even though you have white pollen on a bunch of amulets, you still don't really have too much white pollen. Now the upgrades you want is anything that gets capacity or blue field capacity or white field capacity. The best of these being SSD blue or HHD, which gives 3 times capacity and 2 times blue field capacity. There are other things as well, such as the cloud, which can give 2.5 times capacity. Most of the time you won't be able to get every single capacity. Now if you do need to, you can get other upgrades such as Bluetooth, which is 2 times blue bee attack and 1.25 times blue pollen, which is really good. The bees that you want to get are pretty much all of your filler bees. So your vicious bee, your digital, your bear bee, your tabby, all of these are super good. This image is a good reference to actually go off and kind of what I use pretty much anytime I play. Now before the boost, there is a bunch of stuff you want to actually try to get. This is going to be your super smoothie, all of your drives, your glitter and loaded dice, your super smoothie to the wind shrine or purple potion, micro converters, jelly beans, cloud vials, as well as snowflakes, your balloons, your pink, red and white balloons, a marshmallow bee. A few things that I didn't even end up using was a guiding star or Mondo blessing or the Galentine's blessing. I didn't end up using that because you just don't need to at sometimes. So yeah, so after realizing I was probably going to fail the round, I ended up quitting and then doing my boost. Now the boost itself was pretty fine. I ended up getting a 582 billion capacity, which is very good. Normally you need minimum 100 billion, so 5 times that, almost 6, is super good. Now, once my boost actually ended, I had to go talk to Honeybee, which gives you a 2 times convert rate, which helps you. You also equipped the honey mask for its ability. After that, you have to go ahead and re-equip your old beequips. You only have a very short time to do this, so don't worry about not having all of them equipped. Just anything that gives convert rate can be super useful. And then what you want to do is go ahead and convert your balloon. And as you see, I got a 90 times balloon blessing, which is really, really good. We end up with a 3.7 and 3.35 times honey at Hive, which is not bad. So yeah, that is the balloon blessing part done. And now let's move on to fixing my hive, whatever this is. Yeah, so this is a hive we're going to use, or it's not, you know, exactly this hive, but pretty much this hive. So most of this hive actually requires gifted diamond bees for their passive, which gives extra honey at Hive. I think it's about 150%, which is insane. So we're going to try to get a bunch of diamond bees to start off with. This was a diamond beehive meta I decided to go for. The only things of interest are the 15 diamond bees, the 14 buoyant, and the 7 tadpole bees. The only other bees I really have in my hive are ones at gift capacity, because during honey day you have 2 times pollen, which means you don't need any other filler bees. So now we're going to go over the bee quips. I have a snow tower on a diamond bee, my reindeer antlers on puppy, a festive wreath. I also have an autumn sun hat I'm going to put on a diamond bee, 2 pine cones that are going to go on my bumble and my bear bee. I'm going to have a rose headband on another diamond, a bee's miss tree hat that can't go on diamond bees. Actually, I thought they could. A candy ring on a diamond bee, 2 elf caps on diamond bees, 2 barrettes on diamond bees, and bee's miss tree hats can't go on diamond bees, so I thought they could. No, oh, bee must have a mutation. Okay, let's quickly go ahead and mutate all my bees. So for mutations, I just ended up using bitter berries on all of my diamond bees. You're not meant to, but honestly, I was too lazy to go do raw jellies. The only mutation you want on diamond bees are convert amount. On all your other bees, you're also meant to have some. Buoyant bees have convert amount as well. Bee ability rate's fine. Tadpoles have bee movement speed, then bee ability rate. And there's a bunch of other stuff. However, the mutating order is Tads, Tabby, Bear, Festive, Gummy, Buoyant. And with raw jellies, it's supposed to be music, then diamonds. However, all my other bees were already mutated except diamond bees. And a few others, but they really don't matter. Yeah, all of my diamond bees now have the convert mutation, which is quite good. So now we add all of our stuff back on. Now we're going to go over all the macro settings I'm going to use. So I'm going to use Miku Tide Shift NM. I'm going to have my pack at 95, 14 minutes, distance 2. And then for my collect and kill, I have absolutely nothing. Same with quests. So next up is the boost tab. And for the boost tab, I have my sticker stack on with ticket and detect. And then my field boost, which is most important, is on blue. And then my auto field boost is every 12 minutes with dice and glitter. I don't have the free field boost on, instead I just use the normal field boost up there. And then the hotbar is enzymes, purple potions, which is going to be extremely expensive, as well as oils, tropical drinks. And then the last 2 slots are for my auto field boost, such as field dice and my glitter. My ult will also run snowflakes every 8 seconds like this, just so I can always have the snowflake buff. Yeah, and then for my settings, I'm going to actually have convert balloon at 3 minutes, which is very good. I'm also going to have fall back to public server, reconnect every 12 hours, just in case the lag is bad. I also have my movement speed, obviously, and then status is nothing important. And then plaintiffs, I just increase my comforting, motivating, satisfying, refreshing to 90, and then innovating at 80. You want all of these because you can actually get honey per pollen on all of them, which is super good. Honey per pollen basically adds as honey per hive, but they just add together. So it's really important you have both honey per pollen and honey at hive. I'm also going to have it on auto every hours. Max planters will be free. I don't want pine tree because I'm going to be going there, and if I have a planter in pine tree, it will stop my bees from collecting pollen. I also don't want to bother with gathering loot because that just isn't important right now, and every minute on pine tree is going to be important. 3, 2, 1, redeem the code, and boom, let's start. A few bad things happened during this honey day, such as my macro broke and I couldn't actually walk to Hive. I had to turn it to reset, which made me die every time I finished gathering, which definitely lost me hundreds of trillions. My best hour was hour 2, where I made 102 trillion, and my worst hour was hour 42, where I only made 20 trillion. All in all, my hourly average was 43.1 trillion. I ended up making 3.072 QA, which is insane. I ended up getting on a bunch of leaderboards like Blue Pollen Maid as well as Pine Tree. However, now let's talk about all the items I ended up using. This was what I started with, 2,500 tickets and a bunch of other stuff, and this was what I ended with. And this was the total of everything I spent. I used up all of my purple potions before switching to blue extracts as well as oil and tropical drinks. And it was very costly, using up all of my dice as well. Yeah, but that's it. I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications as well. This is my first video back after not editing for like over a year. So it's pretty decent for not being back in a year. I will try to improve a few things. As well as the thumbnail, I should probably work on thumbnails quite a bit. But if you do want to help me with future videos, please subscribe and join my Discord and become a channel member if you want. That's also pretty cool. And goodbye.